Hi everyone, happy Sunday. I'm going to be coloring out of Enchanted Halloween by Hannah Lynn, and we're going to color this Scarecrow. I believe it's the title of the picture is actually Sweet Scarecrow. I'm going to be using various alcohol markers, a little bit of stickles and white acrylic and gel pen at the end, but that's pretty much it. There are going to be a lot of skips here where I just kind of show you the start of a section and then we move on just because this took a while. And when I started it, like I went really fussy with the hat. Like it took 2 or 3 times as long as it should have. And so I figured I'm just going to cut some of this down. Otherwise, we'll be on here for 4 hours. So, okay, had to clear my throat, take a drink. I just woke up a little bit ago. So I had originally planned to do this as a Tag Tuesday on Tuesday. Instead, I wanted to go ahead and do it today because we are going to have people in the house. Oh no, all most of the week at least, putting in a whole new AC and heat system, running ductwork. We're getting these they're called split units upstairs, and so they'll be in tomorrow to do those first. So when they actually shut down our main unit, we'll at least have somewhere that has heat for a few days. Fortunately, the temperature is going to go back up a little bit this week, so we picked a really good week to do this. So we should be good there. Man, just barely out of the gate, and I'm already having to start and stop for various reasons. But anyway, since there are going to be peoples in my house most of the week, I feel a bit weird. Wow, that was a jump, wasn't it? I feel a bit weird, doing videos when they're here. So what I figured is I would do this one today. And then during the week, I'm getting, I think, 2 new releases during the week. And, so I'll post those during Monday through Thursday. I don't know what I'm doing yet for Friday. We'll just kind of have to wait and see. Um, yeah. One. Yeah, possibly 2 new releases, possibly 3. We will have to see how things go. But anyway, I will just post some of those during the week as I get them. And I'll go ahead and let you know. One of them is Lulu Mayo's A Million Magical Creatures, which is evidently coming out early this week. The other one is Sachin Sachdeva has put out his 50 Christmas mandalas color by number version, so I did get that. There's also a Christmas color by number blocks by Sun Life Drawing, in Winter Wonders by Color Quest, but I don't know if that's technically a new release. When did they release it? No, they released that back in September. So, yeah, we'll probably have about 3. There may be a 4th one, possibly. I'll have to keep an eye out. I heard a rumor from someone that Jade Summer might be putting out another Christmas book this next week, so I'll have to keep an eye out. So, yeah, we'll just do that during the week. I don't know what I'll do Friday. We might do some more flip throughs. And then, like I said, I have no idea what we're doing next weekend yet either. This week has been extremely busy. I've had med changes. I'm still not feeling great. I'm still having some soreness where I have that costochondritis. It got a lot better with the steroids, but it's kind of creeped back on me a little bit. I've started having issues with heartburn and starting to have some palpitations again, even though the medicine I suspect is causing it, I had backed off and it seemed like it was getting better. So, yeah, my appointment with a cardiologist isn't until December 10th, so I've got a whole month to continue worrying about it. Plus, Sidonia got sick last week. She's got, I mentioned in the earlier video, in the complete pages one, she's got upper respiratory infection and her thyroid numbers are really high. We had to double her thyroid medicine. So The short acting steroid they gave her wore off. She's still eating, though she doesn't seem super perky. So the thyroid med will take a little bit to adjust it, and hopefully that is what's really, you know, other than just being congested and not being able to probably smell food. Hopefully that'll be help her feel better. So yeah, never ending around here. And then, like I said, I have to go get my old lady mammogram, the squishing machine, done on Wednesday. Sorry if that is TMI, but not looking forward to that. Anyway, say all that to say, I wanted to go ahead and do this fall coloring tag today. This was originally created by Michaela Renee, and it's made its rounds. And I was trying to find a few people that I couldn't see a video in their history of it to tag, but if they don't want to do it, it's no big deal either. I'm tagging Chronic Coloring Down Under, Missy's Coloring Craze, and For King and Color. So if you guys want to do this, awesome. If not, I completely understand. So I will put their info there in the description. I am doing, like I said, blending with markers on this one. And once I woke up after coloring the hat half a dozen times, I kind of got in my groove. So you'll see that as the picture goes on. But let's go ahead and get to the questions. Question 1, favorite fall drink. I don't really think I have a specific fall drink. I am not a big fan of Starbucks myself. Probably if I tried some of their drinks, I'm sure I would find one that I love. But since there's not a Starbucks close to me, I tried not to do that to myself because that just seems cruel. However, I did find that I love a local coffee shop that's also in the next town over that does a really good mocha. And I'm telling you, I love that mocha any time of year, but I feel like it would be particularly good this time of year. Combination of coffee and hot chocolate, in my opinion, without it getting too bitter from the chocolate, it's amazing. I do like some apple cider here and there. I don't go out of my way to get it, but like if somebody has it, it's all like, ooh, apple cider, you know, but I just never think about getting any for myself when I'm out. So probably for the best. Favorite Halloween movie. I this is a really hard one for me. I love Tucker and Dale versus Evil. But I had to put Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I guess isn't really a Halloween movie, but is good for this time of year. Um, I I learned like they have a script that goes with the movie. Like if you go to a live showing, people of course will dress up in costume as characters, and they have a script where the audience calls out different things during the movie and stuff like that. I even memorized at one point one of the scripts for the movie back in college, and loved that movie, and still do, though after watching it probably 50 to 100 times and getting a little older, that enthusiasm has waned a bit, but it's still very nostalgic for me. I still remember some of the lines, and definitely love the music and stuff. So yeah, weird one, but I mean, how would you expect anything less from me, I suppose. Number 3, favorite place to cozy up in the fall time. Uh, no real special place. I mean, I'm probably still on the couch, but depending on how cold it is, I may actually have a heat pad on, or how much I'm hurting. With my heat pad on, preferably one or two cats laying on me if I'm being really lazy. Yeah, that's been, one of the things, The six that we have now, they're just not big cuddlers in on the couch. Like, if they lay on you, they have conditions, I guess. Like, I remember with Oreo and Maggie, I mean, they didn't like it when I shifted around, but they put up with it, and because they just refused to move. But like, if I even breathe funny, Winry will perch on me, just like, I mean, I don't even see how she's comfortable. She'll relax a little, but man, it's like if I take an extra deep breath, she's off to the races. She is not. I have to be very careful with her there. Sidonia will occasionally cuddle down beside me, but again, I have to just, they are really picky about me moving, and Reepa Cheepa as well. So Bagheera, he can really put some weight on you when he's walking on you. So and then Leroy doesn't like getting on people. He generally prefers laying like beside them. So not as many cuddly cats in this bunch, but sometimes as time goes on, some of them will change. And Winry actually has a little. She never used to lay on me at all, and the fact that she lays on me even a little bit now is way different than the past like 13, 14 years. So, favorite candy to eat on Halloween. This is somewhat similar to the pastel Halloween tag. Oh my gosh, I've lost track. Well, right now, I mean, my cravings for various candy kind of comes and goes. I would say today I'm more of the Reese's peanut butter cup kind of persuasion. Usually it's very sugary stuff like Skittles and cotton candy and stuff, but um, some days I get to where I crave something with a little more, I guess, heft to it. So peanut butter cups would definitely, and those are so dangerous. Like, you start to eat one and it's like next thing you know you've got five, and that extra added calorie punch of peanut butter just um, really kicks it in the high gear for you. Candy corn, fantastic. This is number 5. Fantastic candy or absolute trash? I think it's fantastic candy, but again, I like the really sugary stuff. So when I'm really craving just pretty much solidified sugar, I do like some candy corn here and there. Lewis Black is a comedian, if you're not familiar with him. He does this really great bit on candy corn, and it just makes me laugh all the time. I'll see if I can find the clip and put the link in the description, because I think it's really good. Now, there may be some colorful language because it is Lewis Black, so just, as a heads up. Number 6, haunted house or haunted corn maze. Well, okay, so if it's what I would prefer because I'm a wuss, and what would scare me more is the haunted corn maze. And this is kind of similar to another question I've answered in a tag recently. With corn, it's tall. You hear it with, if it's windy, it's shifting around. You hear all kinds of weird noises. You don't know what's in there with you. You can't hardly see, except in like a 2 to 3 foot space around you, and it sounds horrible. And so a haunted like corn maze, where I'm actually going through a bunch of corn, and in the little, I don't know how they set it up. But anyway, it sounds horrifying. It sounds terrible. And I would like to unsubscribe to that invite. No, thank you. So, in terms of being a wuss, I would personally prefer a haunted house because it's still going to scare me, but I don't feel like it's as bad as the corn maze. So, but in terms of what would scare me more, it would be the corn maze. 7, favorite Halloween costume you've ever worn. So I showed you that in one of my other videos. It was the Hamburglar costume I had done when I was working in Nashville. So I figured for this one I would show my second favorite costume for that era of my life, where I was actually dressing up and going into an office. So give me just a minute and I will pull that up. So this was the first year that I joined the company I was at in Nashville. and we did a Mario themed uh, Halloween decoration dress up thing in my section that year. And the four of us that were on a team together ended up dressing up as Toad Town people. And of course, I'm I still keep in touch with two of them. One of them was my best friend for years. But anyway, I'm over here on the far left as Merlin, Merlon. I guess that's how you pronounce it. But that is the capital city, I believe, for uh, the town of the Mushroom Castle. So there you go. That's my second favorite dress up. All right. So, next question. 8. Least favorite Halloween costume you've ever worn. I don't. So, my memory's terrible from when I'm a kid. The only time I really remember dressing up was when I was Jem. The cartoon show from the 80s. I remember being Jem one year and wearing one of those plastic face masks. But really, other than that, I don't. I remember doing a vampire, I think, one year, but like, I don't really remember the other costumes I had as a kid, and there was nothing I really hated, I guess. So, yay. Um, I don't know. But, anyway, so that one I don't really have an answer for. So what I'm doing in the picture now, I've laid down some. I basically went from trying to deeply blend everything to just doing like A2 marker blend, and then except for certain areas, I just straight colored like the sky. And what I'm doing here is just coming in with that third marker in some areas just to give it a little more depth, a little more definition, like around the edges of the sky and stuff like that. So um, let's see. 9. Favorite fall food or food you like to eat this time of year? I've mentioned candy apples and caramel apples. I used to be way more about the candy apples. As time has went on, caramel apples have become more of a favorite, or at least caramel with apples. Um, at the end of the day, it's like I actually eat at the house. My go-to need sweet stuff snack is peanut butter and apples. And I never used, I mean, I liked peanut butter, but I liked it in small doses, like in just small amounts. A lot of it just always made me feel overfull and gross. But I tell you what, this year I could just eat and eat and eat peanut butter. I don't know, it's weird how your tastes change as you get older. And at the end of the day, the peanut butter is probably healthier for me than the caramel, but it probably carries a lot more calories. Not as much sugar, but a lot more calories than caramel. So I don't know. That's a tough call there. But I also like soups a lot this time of year. Stuffed pepper soup is really good. If anybody is intrigued by that and ever wants me to share a recipe, I can do that. But stuffed pepper soup, uh, like a taco uh, type soup that um, has chicken and like salsa and stuff in there, corn, beans, things like that. That's really good. Just a regular vegetable beef soup is really good. I'm not super picky with my soups, so if it's a hot soup and it's got some sort of protein like chicken or beef in it, and whatever veggies that come along with that, I'm usually pretty game for it. So, um, number 10, tea, coffee, cider, or hot chocolate. Um, I would Here, I guess I would cheat a little and say mocha because it's coffee with chocolate, so it's kind of a combination of two of them. So, um, in the picture here, I started to do a darker color on the corn leaves, and then I was just like, I don't like the way that looks, and they're so small. I think they look a lot better with just the two blends. So I abandoned that here in a minute, and then I'm coming through with a little bit darker red, which again, that third marker is a little subtle, but I can see the difference, and I like the look of it for the most part. So yeah, this picture was really haphazard. Like, it turned out great at the end of the day, and I think I color off screen here for a minute or two. Sorry about that. Um, I love how it turned out, but I was sitting there and I was like, am I blending with two markers? Am I straight coloring and adding in an outline? Am I blending with three markers? Like, I really kind of floated around for a while on this one because I just didn't really know what I was doing. But at the end of the day, I think it still came out great. So, I assumed she was holding a turkey chick. I guess that's what they're called. There may be a specific name for them. A baby turkey, basically. So I looked online for turkey chicks. I don't I don't know. Is there a specific name for them? And that's the color scheme I went with, if you were wondering. Well, at some point, do I realize what I'm doing here? Oh, well, we're outlining her face anyway, so. Um, all right. 11. Least favorite thing about fall. Okay, so I do love fall. It's my favorite, as I've said, it's my favorite seasonal coloring and holiday coloring time of year. I love that we get a lot of, leaves changing color and stuff around here, but it does also come with some catches. So in Tennessee, it does. So we don't. Tennessee doesn't get 4 seasons. We get more like 24 seasons. So uh, I would say legitimate fall probably started for us maybe a week or two ago. I think leaves are finally falling, and I've seen some color in the trees, but not a ton. I bet if I get out and drive around this week, there's going to be quite a bit. So we're probably officially in the fall. We've really only been here for about 2 weeks. And so it's going to warm up again next week a little bit, up into the 70s and 60s. And then we'll do that for a couple weeks, and we'll dip back down. Then we'll go back up. And at some point, probably towards the end of November and into December, we'll really start dipping down into permanent fall temperatures and careening towards winter. I I joke and say that probably we get about 2 weeks of legitimate spring and we get about 2 weeks of legitimate fall, and then everything else is kind of all these other weird, sort of fall, not really fall. Hey, late summer surprise. Like those are our seasons around here. So for someone who has a lot of temperature sensitivity due to fibro, it is very frustrating. Also, a lot of the barometric pressure changes happen a lot, of course, with big seasonal swings. And the fall swing messes with my fibro probably worse. I would say the opposites happen. So the fall and then spring to summer seem to be the worst ones. I don't know why, or maybe going in the spring. I don't know, but I have two big fibro flares each year, which also come along with sinus migraines, and just I joke and say that twice a year, like every light in my body, that's my body's a car, and so like every light comes on needing some sort of maintenance. Like we have a major electrical problem twice a year, and so that's where I have to normally just rest and just let it. I've had to come to terms with just letting it happen. So um while I personally like fall, my body does not like fall. And right when I came back from my trip to Philadelphia was right when we started shifting into, fall around here. So that was the reason, like, when I come back, within a couple days, I was already into my seasonal fibro flare. So, though I have to say the naltrexone has actually, I feel like, been helping quite a bit. The normal fibro pain and weakness that I get, um, it lasted a while, it lasted a week or so, but I feel like it lasted a lot, didn't last as long as it normally does. That could be due to the weather, but it may also be due to that new med I'm taking, so that's exciting. That's like the one thing going for me right now. Now the rest of me screwed up. I tell y'all, I can't win. I get one thing, build some momentum in one area, and things are going well, and then all of a sudden I just get sick in other weird ways. So, like, normally my hips and my knees and everything are giving me trouble with fibro, and like right now they're fine, and it would be great to get out and walk more and, continue to keep this momentum going. But now I've got the costochondritis and heart palpitations. Now it's all in my chest and in my stomach. So can't win, y'all. I just can't win. Oh, maybe I do go back over this. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, Winry. Scamper has a toy. She woke me up with that this morning, that little hussy. She likes those big rubber band bracelets. Way too big for them to, and way too tough rubber for them to chew or anything. She likes to carry those around and howl. Um, she likes killing those. In her head, she's killing those. So, anyway, I guess I did go back over the leaves. Whatever. 12th thing, favorite fall time activity. Used to be hiking before I got real sick. Britt and I would do a lot of hiking in the spring and a lot of hiking in the fall because we both hate hot temperatures, and we both hate heat, and it would consistently get above 90 every day. We're like, no, we're not going out. But used to in the fall, we would go and do a getaway at the end of October to oh, is that Lake Cumberland? Yeah, in Kentucky. It's a state park, and we would go hiking and get a little cottage out there and stuff. And we haven't done that in the last few years. I miss it. I'd like to start doing it again, but just fall gets really busy now with work, and with the cats being older, it's a little harder to leave them for more than like a night without somebody here. Um, so yeah. Anyway, hiking definitely would be it though. And again, it's also a crapshoot. Again, because of the way the temperature is around here, we could go that weekend. We could book the same weekend year over year, and one weekend we go, it's in the 20s all weekend, and it's freezing, and we don't want to do anything. Next time it would be in the 70s, and all the pants and long sleeve shirts we brought would we'd be sweating. So that's one other reason. It was just always kind of a guess as to what type of weather we would get. But it is a real pretty place if you live near Kentucky. I'm trying to think of where it's at. Maybe somewhere towards the middle of the state. It's real nice. So love the water, and of course with COVID happening, we weren't going anywhere, for the last few years. So, all right, bonus question: favorite fall coloring book? I would say Autumn Inspirations by George Tufexis. I before Spectacular Spring Scenes came out, that was my favorite George Tufexis book. I just loved all the colors that he incorporated into the fall pictures. And now I think I love Spectacular Spring Scenes more, but I still love the autumn one as well. I think I'm going to try to do another page in that one this month. We shall see. But now we're adding bits and bobs. I really like the Arteza white acrylic marker. I'm having a lot better luck with that than I am the like a Posca pen. And then I'll use a Jelly Roll 10 white gel pen for like the little small spots where the marker might have bled or something. I also like to come in with the Faber-Castell black pit pen. It's like the B tip, which is a really kind of soft brush tip. I always like to come in with the Hannah pictures and go back over the eyelashes because I really feel like that makes them pop a little bit more, especially since I've went over them with some other markers and they may have got lost in the shuffle. I like really going over and like just giving her some real fantastic eyeliner. And and then I just figured I'd go ahead and put in the details around her face as well. So yeah, see here I'm coming in with the white gel pen and cleaning up the small areas. But yeah, so that is all the questions. Like I said, I have Chronic Coloring Down Under, Missy's Coloring Craze, and For King and Color tagged. If you guys see it and want to do it, great. If you don't, again, I completely understand. The questions are down in the description. And yeah, so we're just going to finish out this and then look at the finished picture real quick. Of course, come in to see some gel pen stars. With the turkeys I was looking at, the little chicks, they would have a lot of white around the edges of the fur. So I decided to come in. I'm trying to challenge myself a little bit with some white highlights with the gel pens. I did try to do that a couple times this month. I still have a lot of trouble with them, but I'm getting more comfortable with them. So I put a little bit of the Sparkle Pop gel pen in on her hearts. And then we come in with stickles for her eyes. And then I do the moon too, which you guys don't see here because I didn't realize. I think I come back in and kind of, oh, there we go. Now I'm going around the edge. Of course, probably before the stickles dried, so I'm trying to be real careful. This is a copper, I think it's a Color It. Is it a Color It? No, it isn't. Come here. It's a glitter copper. It's not Color It. It is Color It. It is a Color It gel pen. And I think it's one of the prettiest, like, copper glitter gel pens that I have. So I usually keep that with all my other, just about knocked over my light. I keep that with all my other gel pens that I use frequently because for some reason I tend to find myself reaching for the copper a lot. So I figured I would go around the thin little frame here. I also come in and add stickles to the corn, I think. Because who doesn't want sparkly corn, right? Actually, if my corn was sparkling, I probably would be a little bit concerned. So, oh gosh. Yep, here I come with the stickled corn. Just gotta have some sparkly. And so I think we're done. Yep, here's the finished picture. I wanted to show a clip with showing some of the shine from the stickles. Again, the moon, her eyes, and the corn. And then a little bit of on the hearts, I've got Sparkle Pop pen and then white gel pen on the turkey. And then, of course, the clouds and stuff, just to give it a little extra. So there we go. I actually was really surprised by how the picture finished. I was struggling so much from the get-go that I thought I was going to have some real trouble, and then it just took a while for it to click in. And yeah, so this turned out to be actually a really, really good picture. So I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me babble through these questions. And I've put who I tagged in the description, the questions to the tag. Really anybody else that I didn't tag. I was trying to look through as many people as I could. And this tag's been around for a while, so a lot of you have already done it. And so I wanted to try to grab some people who maybe haven't had an opportunity to do it yet or whatever. So But like I said, I don't know. So the next week we're going to have some new release flip throughs. Like I said, there will be at least two. The new Lulu Mayo book is on its way to me. A Million Magical Creatures. It could be, that might be the first one I get. Like I said, they're actually sending that out. It looks like a little early this year. So, yeah, it says it's going to be here tomorrow. Excellent. So, either tomorrow or Tuesday, we're going to do the Magical Creatures flip through. Then the next one will be the 50 Christmas Mandalas by Sachin Sachdeva. And then I'll do Christmas Color by Number Blocks by Sun Life Drawing, Wednesday or Thursday, and yeah. And then if we get one other one, depending on when it gets here, I might. So you might get one a day from me up until Friday. And then what we'll do Friday, I don't know yet. We're just going to see how the week goes. Hopefully, they're able to finish up early, and then I'll come up with something fun for Friday. Even if it's just, it might be a good time to go ahead and dig through my older Christmas and Thanksgiving books and go ahead and do some flip throughs of those. Because I think a lot of people are doing like what I'm doing, where I'm buying books now, but I'm doing it because I'm going to cut off, and it's, you know, going to be probably towards the end of November, and then I'm not buying any more books till the start of the year. I just, with this new unit coming in and everything, and student loan payments having to start back up and stuff like that, I really want to start keeping myself to a budget for the next year. I actually have a nice planner on its way to me where I'm going to try to step up a little bit in my goal setting for next year, because what I did this year worked pretty darn well. Haven't been able to do it much the last few months, but that's okay. And so I kind of want to. I've got some ideas for next year, and I better strike while the iron's hot, because if I hit one of my fibro flares, I'm not gonna feel like doing any goal planning. So, anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Like I said, in terms of chatty or coloring chats, we won't have much of those this week. It'll just mostly be new release videos, and like I said, I may just do one a day or something. And show you guys what's coming out, because if anything, I am an enabler, and I'm gonna bring you with me. Rubbing my hands together, or doing the Mr. Burns excellent with my fingers. Anyway, hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. Oh, some good thoughts for us as we have to cordon off the cats with people in the house for the week so they don't get underfoot and we don't run the risk of losing one, slipping out the door, and or getting into the attic, which would not be, or the crawl space. And that Sid continues to improve. Like I said, she does seem a lot better, especially today. So I think she's on the mend. But any good thoughts towards her, I'd appreciate. And just anything for me, if you've got anything left. Just the chest stuff that's going on and the stomach stuff that's going on is really concerning me, just because it's unusual, and it's, as far as I know, not related to anything. And yeah, I've added some meds, but I've also cut back on other meds. So unless the new med's causing problems, which I really hope is not the case, because it is helping me get off the Lyrica. Yeah, I'm just worried. I don't know what is going to happen with the cardiologist. So, I mean, with my luck, I don't know what's going to happen with the squishy machine either next week. So, I know I really shouldn't tempt fate, but I'm just kind of like, if I didn't go do it, there would be something wrong, knowing my luck. So, Go get your gal squish, ladies, if you need to. If it's if it's time for that yearly checkup and you haven't done it, and you're, be sure to go ahead and schedule it. It'll be fine. I'm very sensitive to stuff pinching me, so this is going to be very agonizing, but I know it's important, so I'm going to do it. So let that be my PSA for the day, for you, for the ladies that are watching, for the guys that are watching. Sorry, it's TMI, but anyway, again, have a good weekend. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye for now.